All right,
ready?
Make sure we're going. We're live. We're live, boys. Are we gonna do it?
Let's go.
3, 2, 1. I missed. But I didn't make a slapping noise.
Welcome back to With the Boys podcast. This is episode 2, and this week we are going to talk about Avatar The Last Airbender.
Live action.
The live action adaptation, yes. My name is Benjamin.
El Patron.
This is
Fulvio, Blaze,
and
David D. Joke.
all right. So everyone knows Avatar The Last Airbender came out on Netflix on the 22nd.
Mm-hmm. We're recording this on the 25th.
Yeah, it's the 25th now. It's been a couple of days. Some people have had time to watch it, so we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. No spoilers.
No, some spoilers. Some spoilers. There are going to be spoilers.
We're talking. I mean,
the first half of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 episodes.
Because someone here has not seen the rest of it yet.
Yo, look, man.
Two of us. I'm on episode 7.
Look, I'm behind. I like to take it in. All right. I like to,
Yeah, so we're gonna go over the first half of the season, what we feel about the characters so far, and how we feel the season is going.
Shit. So let's start off on the characters. How do you feel about the casting?
Oh, the casting's been great, in my opinion. The only miss that I don't even consider it a miss, but the only gripe I have is Azula. I mean, so far, she hasn't shown me anything yet.
Like I said, give it a little bit because shit is brewing. I haven't seen episodes 7 or 8 yet, but you can see her change happening just a bit. You'll notice it. You'll notice it when you watch it. We won't spoil that much just because he hasn't watched it.
Oh, and then of course Boomy.
Boomy was garbage.
So
extra garbage.
I think the casting for Boomy was fine. I just think his writing was wrong. I don't think they wrote Boomy right.
I can agree with that. Yeah, the actor wasn't bad.
Like he was on crack.
That was rock candy, all right.
Rock crack candy. Yeah, man.
So, as far as the main characters go, what did you guys think of Aang?
Perfect.
Thumbs up. I approve. He's a little small.
A little short.
To me, he sounds a little younger than 12 years old, but overall, I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. He's a child. I wish that they kept some of the things specifically when they go to Kyoshi Island, right? He does a little marble trick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. You guys know what happened? It was the metal spoon thing.
Yep.
I was like, okay, that's all right, but that's not enough for me. I needed to see some of the funny sides of Aang.
I'm waiting for the ball.
The ball.
You missed it.
Yeah,
already.
you missed the ball.
Did I?
It was on Kyoshi Island.
Yep.
Right after the spoon, he went outside and played with the kids. And then he ended up going on the ball and slammed right into the statue.
Just like he does in the opening.
Yeah.
For the cartoon.
For the cartoon, yeah. But it was just literally one time. He didn't do it again.
All right.
So I'll stop right there because I don't know if he does it again. Honestly, you know what I mean? I'll just wait.
It's like a big part for me.
It is a big part. Unfortunately, you only see it so far in that scene. So that's kind of I didn't like that. I think that was a big part of his character, and the fact that they only showed the one part from the opening credits of the original show. Mm-hmm. That was kind of annoying.
Ooh, and speaking of openings, how did you guys feel about Gran explaining the 4 elements? And,
I liked it. I thought we were gonna miss that. I thought we were gonna miss it because they kind of started that with the opening credits, mm-hmm. and then I diverted. I'm like, oh no, don't do that to me.
I did the same thing.
And then at the end of the episode, she was like, I was like, oh, thank God. We at least got it once.
Yes, sir, skis. That's all we need. Gran threw it down like she was Ben Parker.
And I do like that they chose Gran for that part. That was,
for sure.
That was good.
It was very fitting. It was very fitting for her.
Very fitting.
Mm-hmm.
So
bending.
Bending. All right. Aang being able to fly, love it, because he is he's an airbender master already.
Yes.
And I feel like that's not something OP or anything like that, but I feel like since you're an airbender, you should be as light as a feather.
Yep.
So him like just floating around and not excessively flying is okay with me.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's not like he's like fucking Superman or something, you know?
How'd you feel about it?
the bending was pretty good. We definitely want to come back to that topic, but let's go to the next character, Katara.
Katara. I'm okay with Katara. Let's wait. Well, at least for me, I have to wait to see what she does at the Northern Water Tribe when she starts to fight. Because right now she looks like a novice when she's fighting.
Which is good because she was a novice.
But the way that everything you know what? I like the fact that they skipped the pirate scene.
Yes.
And she got the gift of the scroll from Gran. I like that a lot better because it's kind of like a tradition. She made it clear this is our way. We need to continue our tradition. And then Gran gives her the freaking water scroll, which is awesome. Mm-hmm.
Now we got to get to a big controversial character, Sokka.
Not controversial for me. I like him. He's okay.
I like the character. I kind of miss some of the goofiness from the original show, but I'm hoping that comes out a little more fledged in later seasons.
Mm-hmm. So Sokka for me was a big one that I was looking out for because I saw before. I saw a lot of stuff before the show came out about how they had to change his character to fit today's culture.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see that? Yeah.
No, I didn't watch any of that shit.
Like Sokka was very sexist in the show at the beginning.
You know what?
Touché.
I made that point when we were watching the Kyoshi Island one because not once did he mention getting beat by a girl.
Exactly.
I was like, yo, you should have kept that shit in there at least. Come on.
And his arrogance towards female fighters in the show entirely was just taken out.
Very true. Very true. Okay.
So that they were like, I guess it was too much for the culture today. So they just said, listen, we got to take this out. We got to play it safe.
Pussies.
Pussies. And they definitely played it just a little bit too safe.
But
did they ruin Sokka? No. I don't think they did. But they did take out from so far the first 4 episodes. How many fights has Sokka been in?
1?
2?
With Zuko? That was it.
That was it.
No, he fought when he was training with.
That wasn't a fight.
That wasn't a fight.
He was training.
Kind of fight.
He was training.
I guess when he fought on Kyoshi Island with Suki.
That's true. Yeah. He's got 2 fights.
Two
the
fights
entire
under his
series. So far in the first half of the season 1, he's got 2 fights.
Yeah.
Sokka definitely fought a whole lot more in the original series. Halfway through, he pretty much fought in every episode. They watered him down there.
I do have one controversial thing.
I don't think they watered him down because you got to think they're condensing 20 episodes into 8. You're not gonna always.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait until the second half of this season.
You'll start to see how they where they started mashing shit. So it started on episode 3. You saw it on episode 4 a bit. Episode 5, oof, that's a little rough. But at the end, they kind of bring it together. Episode 6 was kind of the same thing for me. So we'll just wait and see on that. But I do have one controversial thing. How the hell does he get Boomy? His boomerang.
How does he
just
get
showed up?
His boomerang?
Yeah, that's the nickname that he called his boomerang.
Yeah, Boomy.
But it just randomly appeared. Remember, he was on Kyoshi Island and he was throwing that boomerang at the cantaloupes. We missed that whole sequence. Didn't he get that boomerang on the pirate ship? Or am I wrong?
No.
He had it the whole time.
He got it. He made that himself.
Yeah, he made the boomerang?
Yeah, he makes the boomerang.
And they did say that.
He says that on Kyoshi Island.
Oh, should I miss that? Fuck.
Yeah, he said I made this myself at home. So they didn't miss that part.
All right,
they actually did get that.
So I missed that.
That's why I wanted to go back and rewatch the anime before I watched this. I just didn't have time.
Respect.
Zuko.
Love him.
10 out of fucking 10.
Love him.
10
Fuck
out
what
of
everybody's
10.
saying from what you guys said earlier.
Yes.
You know, off camera.
Said his character was a big bitch. I was like, I mean, that's kind of what he was in the first season.
It's like
He's
I
whiny.
said. Yeah, he goes from, you know, you see him as a child loving his father or admiring his father. You see his downfall, which you have not seen yet. You're like an episode away from watching that. You see his downfall, and then you see what you get after that, plus moving on. There's character development is what I'm trying to say. It's there.
Yeah. For people that said there was no character development for him was just like, I don't get that because I see it in the first 3 episodes. Like there's just constant development.
Mm-hmm. So in the first half of actually I'm just gonna go ahead and say it in the entire first season, Zuko is the saving grace.
Sheesh.
Oh, for sure.
He is the saving. He is the one character nothing got changed because everything
As of right now.
Well, so far in the first season, nothing has been changed. They stayed true to form with Zuko. His actor was spot on. His storytelling was spot on. Like everything they did with him was spot on. I give Zuko a 10 out of 10.
And the casting there was great. Love the casting.
It's like that was perfect in my opinion.
See, but look, they threw in one move at the beginning of when he was fighting Sokka on episode 1. They threw in one move that he needed to do in the Agni Kai versus Zhao. And that was the flare.
Yeah.
The flare, dude. They threw that in there too early.
Well,
So speaking of Zhao, how do you feel about Zhao?
He was okay. At first I thought that he was much older until I looked him up and saw a picture of Zhao. And I was like, you know what? I think they got the casting okay. I think he's all right.
I didn't like the delivery of some of his lines, to be honest.
So the guy who plays Zhao, he was part of Lost. So and that was immediately I was like, let me give him
Lost?
Yes, yeah, he was in Lost. The guys from the ship that came back.
I don't remember that.
Came to the island. He was one of them. So immediately, I'm a huge fan of Lost. So I was like, I'll give him a chance. Let me see how he goes. And he played his part.
I just don't think, in my opinion, his character was as like stern and physically demanding as
I mean, he had, I guess, but he had to downplay it at first. You'll see.
I'm hoping so.
You'll see. I'm telling you. You won't be disappointed. I don't think you'll be disappointed once.
And like I said, I feel the same way about Azula at first.
So yeah, in terms of how I felt about him as a character from the first half, he was okay. Nothing special. Later on, all right, he got a little better. If I was gonna rate how that casting went, I'd probably put it as 7 or an 8, solid 7 or an 8.
That's not bad.
It's at a 5 for me right now.
Just give it a little while, man. Give it a little while. You'll be alright.
Azula's a little lower on my list right now.
Iroh.
Love
Fucking
him.
10 out of 10.
Love him.
That's like a 12 out of 10 in my opinion.
The dude, for me, so far... Alright. So, compared to the anime or the cartoon, he was more... He sounded like he was fresh out of war. Right? So, he was a little more aggressive, more assertive. In the live action, he sounds more of a... Like a guidance, a mentor to Zuko. Yes. Right from the jump. He always questioned him, is this the right way? Or, you know, there was always something there to trying to pull him back.
Yep. I'm hoping I see that aggressiveness out of Iroh, though. I want to see him kick somebody's ass, to be honest. I'm ready for it.
Look at the disappointment. No.
Come on.
So, no. Iroh was done. I would not give him... Only in one particular aspect. But it's in the second half of this. It's actually the very last episode. Outside of the very last episode, I think Iroh was played very well.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. People might disagree, but other than the actor from the Shyamalan movie being a little too young, in my opinion, the Iroh that played in that movie was pretty good, in my opinion. That's probably the best part of the movie. It was Iroh.
I would have to sit down and watch it again.
I couldn't put myself through that.
Yeah, the Iroh in the other movie. I mean, he's any glimmer of hope for that movie was Iroh, and that was it.
Yeah, that was.
There was no other. There was nothing else about that movie that was worth watching.
Yeah, it's just
so unfortunate, man.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, like most of the characters from that movie were completely wrong, including Iroh, like nationality-wise. But his acting,
come on, they fucked it up as soon as they called Aang Ong.
That was a big thing. I was gonna and Sokka.
Yeah, it was bad.
Sokka, what? Are we in fucking Africa or some shit, man?
As soon as they said Aang in the live action, this one, I was like 20 times better already.
Talking about the music.
Yeah, that was a big talking point for me. I'm like the pronunciation of the names, Sokka, Aang, Sokka, Ung.
It's like why go so far? Why? There's no need. And like the popularity of the show was at an all-time high.
Yeah,
at
back
that
then.
time. Yeah, at that time. Even before, like,
because
I mean, that show ended a couple years before that movie came out.
Well, I think it came out. I think the anime came out in 07, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it 06?
It might have been 06, but I thought it was 07. And then
fact check, man. We got the equipment here.
And then I think the movie came out in 2010.
Yes, movie came out in 2010.
It started 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it ended 07.
It might have ended 07. No, it was longer than that, wasn't it?
8. I believe it ended in 8.
08. 05 to 08.
Yeah.
8. Oh, yo, they kept it true. The release date of the anime was February 21st of 2005. That's fucking 2005, bitch. And then this one released February 22nd.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. So that is a cool little Easter egg there.
19 years later, I was almost on the spot when we were talking about that.
Because I said 15 years.
Yeah, I was like, that's about 20 years. Hey, yo, what the fuck? 20 years,
Listen,
man.
That's crazy. That makes us feel real old.
Damn, man.
Because I remember
I was in like what? We were in what? 7th grade.
Yeah.
No.
That was 5th.
5th grade.
No, 6th. Because 7th grade was, or 8th grade was 06, 07 for us.
Because in 08 I was in 8th grade, and then 09, 10, and 11. I don't know.
No, 07 we started high school.
Yeah.
07 we started high school. Yeah, we're old.
Sorry.
We're old. We're in our 30s. Once again.
I didn't mean to bring that up. My knee hurts enough.
Let me not say that. Let me not say that.
Oh man, yeah, that's a cool little Easter egg though. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It's good that we have a fucking laptop in front of us, right, boys?
Wikipedia.
What did you guys think of the first episode? How good, how true was it to the original?
Okay, let's start off with this. Aang's emergence from the iceberg did not happen the way it happened on the anime.
No.
That was all through Katara's anger.
Yep.
Because she was throwing the waves back and finally cracked the ice when she was yelling at Sokka. And this one, it just kind of happened.
Yeah. It's a little minute detail, but
I guess.
Like I can't nitpick things like that when you do a live action retake of a beloved show. There's going to be differences.
That's true. But
I mean, as long as the core ideology of the show still exists, it should be fine.
But for me, it was the connection right there.
Yeah.
Katara was the one that freed him, right? And that bond right there was just it
was instant, yeah.
Instant bond.
I get that.
I could go either way. I actually didn't mind the way that Aang came out, but it would have been cool to see Katara's anger come out and actually like in that moment of rage, you see some of that bending,
her power, what she has not tapped into yet.
Like, and also another thing that they kind of, I'll touch on that later because we're not on that episode. Well, it's not even in an episode.
Oh no, bring it up then. Fuck it.
Like, well, maybe it is, but as far as I've watched, she hasn't gotten jealous of Aang yet, like she did in the show.
No, that would happen on Kyoshi Island. When he's getting all the attention. Was it Kyoshi Island on Kyoshi Island?
No.
Okay, when he got all the attention from the girls. That's when she started getting jealous.
It wasn't about that. It was about the jealousy of how fast he quicked up.
That also happened on Kyoshi Island, though.
Yeah. It's the scroll.
Yeah.
It was when he got the scroll. It was completely left out.
Completely skipped. So, and I wanted to make sure it was completely skipped before mentioning that because that was a big thing for me because it gave Aang a little bit of an insight that he's truly gifted, and that kind of humbles him a little bit, in my opinion, in the show.
So yesterday I sent you guys a message of something that really bothered me. So the title of the first season of Avatar was Book 1. Water.
And
have you seen any waterbending in the first half of from Aang?
No.
He refused to.
But see, that's what kind of scares me. Another thing that they've skipped so far is where he burns Katara.
No, that happens later on.
Okay.
That happens later on because he doesn't take on firebending yet.
Good. Yeah, that was when he was in that was in book 2.
Was it in book 2? Mm-hmm. I thought it was in book 1 because
they when they met Zhang in book 2.
Yep.
Okay. I thought that was in book 1.
Yeah, no, he was supposed to be, compared to the show, he was supposed to be open to training with Katara. Yes. Just reading through the scrolls, and he was naturally supposed to be just better at everything. Obviously, because he's a fucking Avatar. Yeah, but he didn't. He refused to. Like, he refused to. The point you brought up, the whole firebending after he burned Katara, he refused to use firebending after that.
Yeah, until the last season.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Because when Zuko started teaching him, he had a completely different way of teaching.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was supposed to be in there trying to waterbend. Now, what I liked about Aang and Katara was Aang teaching his ways to Katara, the way that he was taught.
I thought that was okay. Sharing his views on how to bend and how to relax and do all that stuff. I thought that.
You didn't even touch on Gyatso, man. What you think about Gyatso, man?
You're gonna touch on that?
Yeah.
Listen, I love Monkey Gyatso.
That's my guy, dude.
Another perfect cast.
Absolutely.
Another perfect.
Down to the laugh, man. The laugh was perfect. What?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Monkey Gyatso was amazing. I liked him so far as much as Zuko.
Yes. And he was only in the first 30 minutes of the episode?
Sprinkled in there.
Just wait. The way that they bring him back. Okay. Oh, I love the way that they bring him back. Yeah. Fuck that whole sequence. I love Gyatso the way that they brought him back.
Did you get to Ko yet?
No, he hasn't. Yeah. He hasn't.
Okay.
So
that's how I was perfectly fine with that.
I'll zip it on that.
All right. Please don't. So I will say, at the beginning of the first episode, I was definitely very scared from the rock bending.
Earthbending.
Yeah.
He's like, he fucked it up already. He's a noob. But yeah, no, that was scary. I do agree. But I guess I understand because the dude was trying to run away. Who was that guy?
That was completely changed too because they never. I don't think anybody ever found out of the invasion plans.
He obviously heard about it. He was trying to pass on the message.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that ever happened.
That never happened.
No. Well, which is why I appreciate it, because it automatically gave it a darker tone.
Yeah, it gives
show.
it a little bit of backstory that was never in the original show.
You can tell that they're trying to bridge a gap. So it's like off camera, like how I said, you have the generation that watched the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
So this generation like us, we probably watched it multiple times, right?
Yes.
And then you have this generation who has not watched the show.
Probably
and of course,
never even heard of the show until now.
Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. And they're just trying to fill those gaps. Sorry. They're trying to fill those gaps in between to accommodate. Everything has a darker tone nowadays. Yeah. And it's fucking war. It's war. It was a war that was bound to happen, so it has to be dark.
Yeah. But the earth bending, aka rock bending.
Slow but understandable.
Really slow. I was scared at that moment. I was very scared until they started firebending, and I was just like, all right.
Ooh. If we're gonna say one thing, it's firebending is beautiful.
Yes. It was way better than I expected.
Can we talk about the air temple raid and how they came in
right as Aang was leaving?
Dude, they were shot out of cannons, man. They were the cannonballs. What the fuck? Yo, that's crazy.
The flying for them.
One thing that I don't know if you noticed right off that invasion, but I can forgive it because it was during the comet.
Yes.
The jet flying.
Yeah, jet flying.
Oh, yeah.
That was specifically reserved only for the elite of the royal family.
Yes.
In the original ones. So that, I was like, come on, man. No other freaking firebenders knew how to do any of that
and
shit.
if they bring that back later in the seasons, whatever seasons, with Azula, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I have because, okay, Azula, she's just we know that she's naturally going to be able to do it.
Yeah, well,
because she has the blue flames.
Hopefully, she's able to do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they bring that part back.
Okay. What I want to see come back is the lightning as well.
Oh my god!
Because then that will put her on top.
That's like a whole storyline, though. They have to bring that back.
Is it a storyline?
Yeah.
Or was she naturally? It was.
Because it wasn't her story. It was
like a
Iroh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
True.
Him and
how
Zuko.
Can I forget that shit?
Yeah, him and
because
Zuko.
the whole redirecting thing happened. Okay, got it.
Like that's how he beats Azula in their fight. Like
That's
so
very
they
true.
have like if they don't bring that back, that's a huge miss.
That's another. So Azula on her own is another character that I wanted to really talk about because Azula was not introduced until season 2.
Very true.
And she was introduced
end of season 1. End of
at
season
the
1,
very
season
end,
2.
You know, it was the very last episode was when she was introduced, and the last like 10 seconds of season 1.
Yeah.
And
this time she was introduced in episode 2.
Yeah. And how do you feel about Ozai being introduced so early in?
Didn't care. I love Ozai.
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I
the
agree.
casting for Ozai. I am telling you, bro. Watch when the Agni Kai comes up and he just like, bro, perfect. Like everything, costume, design, physique. He was perfect casting. Perfect casting.
I mean, as soon as I saw that he was casted, I instantly thought this is going to be great because he is great at everything he does. Especially playing a villain.
Yo.
He's great at playing a villain and a good guy.
Dude,
Hawaii 5-0, Lost.
Just
like,
wait. Oh.
Yes.
It drives me insane how great he was. So
the one thing that was changed in the story that I was like kind of on the fence. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this yet. Is him and Zuko's relationship. In the original show, Fire Lord Ozai was just nothing but
a dick.
Exactly.
Straight up dick.
For lack of a better word, he was a straight up dick to Zuko. And he wanted to see Zuko fail. No matter what, he did not want Zuko to succeed. This is a complete 180.
Yeah, which is exactly why he sent them out to go find the Avatar, because he didn't want him to come back. I don't think you're a bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't feel like he wanted to see him fail.
Oh yes, he wanted to see Zuko fail.
I don't agree with that though, because
I think you need to watch. You need to watch the episode, The Banishment, and then you'll compare the two, and you'll be like, okay, yeah. The tone, Ozai's tone in the cartoon was a lot darker than it is in the show.
In the show,
I feel about that.
Ozai is more of a father figure to Zuko. Mm-hmm. In the cartoon, Ozai was just straight dictator.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that's because Ozai wanted Zuko to be him. And he failed at that aspect because Zuko's a completely different person than his father. So it's not that he wanted him to fail. He wanted him to succeed as him, and that wasn't the case.
The thing, whether you do it in the show or in the live action or the cartoon, Ozai essentially wanted him to fail either way. He knew he was not going to succeed because the Avatar hadn't been seen for 100 years.
Well, yeah, after everything that happened, because in the anime, Zuko would not fight his father. So right there, instantly, I've disowned you now.
Exactly. Because he disowned him in the cartoon.
Because you will not fight me, you will not stand up to me, you're done. And that's because Ozai wanted him to be like him.
In this one, he actually did expect Zuko to fail. He did. But when he was able to find the Avatar, his tone completely changed.
Because he's like, oh shit, he really did it. It was on that kind. Even though he didn't do it, I mean, he found him. He found him, yeah. But it happened. Yeah. It happened. It took 3 years, but it happened.
Yeah. So that's just my opinion on how the anime was perceived, in my opinion. But and see, you guys have more knowledge than me because I can't wait to see that fight now.
Yes, you really need to. For one, do I like that they changed it? No. But was it a great fight? Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. I liked it.
And like I said, there's always going to be minute changes.
Of course, yeah, that's expected. It's a live action. I'm okay with that. And
I think you get those fans out there that are too critical.
I was about to bring that up.
Listen, I'm right here.
I thought that he was going to be there.
I was trying to be nice, okay?
Fuck being nice. Be honest.
Listen, I am as critical as they come with this show because I absolutely loved it and I wanted the story to go the same way. Did they end up in the same place? Yes, they did. How they got there was pretty similar-ish. The reasons why they got there was completely different. That was tossed out the window and they came up with their own ideas.
Which was kind of expected at this point. I mean, Netflix does that with every type of live action they do. They have to, I feel like they get into their points where they have to be different. Because they don't want to be a carbon copy of what was before.
But I mean, that's where they failed.
Do they fail at that? Yes, because they miss some key points.
Yes,
a lot of times they miss some key points. But again, if anything, watch Full Metal. The live action one, watch Full Metal. It will not disappoint. It is pretty damn good.
We got to jump over to another character. The biggest disappointment so far.
Ooh.
King Boomy.
Oh.
Yeah, back on that, man. For me, it was just Boomy all around. It was the way that it happened, the way that he was introduced. That whole storyline was completely butchered.
And I think that's because they tried to do too much in that one episode.
Yeah, they split Omashu into 2 episodes, and they still tried to mash way too much into those 2 episodes.
Because the fact that Boomy wasn't even in prison was a complete and utter change.
No. That happens later.
That's way later.
That happens in Ba Sing Se.
Is it Ba Sing Se?
Yeah, when he's in prison, that happens in Ba Sing Se.
No, that happens in Omashu. They come back to Omashu.
That's right.
In season 2 in the original.
Mm-hmm. They capture him and they imprison him. Yeah,
that's right.
But he's only there because he doesn't want to fight back.
Exactly, I remember that.
He's just cool. He's cool about it.
This Boomy, this subject as a whole comes full circle by the end of the season.
Oh god. Okay.
What we just talked about, literally, what we just talked about comes full circle back.
I think it's just the delivery of his character.
Yes.
It's just, okay, for me, the biggest thing was Aang was supposed to recognize Boomy at the end of the fight.
Yes.
At the end of the fight. Why bring that shit up right at the beginning of the meeting?
Yes.
Boomy was this mysterious
guy,
senile old man that everybody like, he was a goofball throughout the whole episode. And then you get this still senile old man, just nowhere near as funny. He doesn't have that.
Your cheesy ass face right there.
He doesn't have that charisma that he had in the original.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that mystery about him. It's gone.
It was really just the delivery of the character because they did it all backwards and wrong.
And he was also...
God damn it, I burned my fingers.
In the original, he was so inspirational as a character once he gave Aang those challenges and forced him to think outside the box, which none of that happened.
Which he didn't even do!
Exactly.
He didn't even do it! It was Sokka and Katara that say, oh man.
Yeah.
We've lost him. He's gone.
So that whole like him not being his character, that ruined that for me. And
it ruined the whole end of that episode.
Yeah,
because
that fight, it was okay. It was a nice showing of earthbending, but there was a couple of key moments that were completely missed in that fight that never happened. Yeah. Like Boomy being able to go through the earth the way he is.
Yo, I forgot about that.
The tornado that Aang made. Then how in the show, in the live action, how Boomy brought down the ceiling versus in the anime, he brought up the ground.
The rock
that
smashed into the ceiling, the wall, and then the other piece started coming down. He's like, we're gonna see who you're gonna say, bitch. Nah, come on, man.
So what was the saving grace of those 2 episodes? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, shit. Yo, you want to try that? Try a piece?
See this? A staple of our...
Perfect.
Oh, that's damn good rice.
I did it. She can't talk shit. She can't talk shit today, my bad.
Just today. Just today.
But,
that is some damn good...
Let's go.
What was it? What was
the saving grace of the 2 episodes. The Amashu episodes. Your saving grace.
The Omashu episode.
My cabbages!
Yes.
That and okay, I like Jet.
I did like Jet's casting.
Jet's character was pretty spot on.
I just wish they would have separated those episodes.
Yes, that needed to be an entirely separate episode on its own. They screwed that up. They screwed up the love tunnels.
Yes.
They mushed up Jet's episode with Omashu.
Which didn't even happen in the same city.
No, they did not. Yeah, and they threw Ba Sing Se.
Sparkling water?
Not sparkling water.
Do you have water?
Water, yes.
I could take a water.
But Ba Sing Se's stories got sprinkled in here.
Yeah,
which is like, dude, that's a whole season.
That's a little sad. So,
which I have notes on that as well.
Completely off topic, just because we haven't done that yet.
The food. You were gonna talk about that?
No.
Okay, forget it.
God damn it.
We're not in sync. Fuck. All right, go ahead.
Take your time. Breathe a little bit.
Hey, that was the first thing that we were supposed to talk about. What?
Woos wah.
You lost me. You lost me.
It's from fucking Jesus Christ.
He lost him.
Oh my God.
So
It was a movie.
What were you trying to say? Sorry.
Do you guys prefer your water cold or warm?
Cold. Doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, you know what? It does matter to me. Sparkling, cold. Regular water, like room temp.
I like room temp water. I was just curious.
I just miss those key moments in the King Boomy and Aang fight where, when Aang threw that burst of air at Boomy, and in the show he did it and King Boomy blocked it, but there was the key miss of King Boomy peeking out from behind the rocks.
Yes.
Did someone open a window?
Yes.
We're gonna catch a cold or some shit like that.
Goofiness.
That was really funny. I missed that.
The goofiness of Boomy was completely missed.
Dude, on episode 1.
It was misused.
Episode 1 for me was like completely missed because what happened to the kid was, I gotta go pee. What happened to that kid?
Yep.
He wasn't there. Like they had the battalion there.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did not once say, I gotta go pee, but I really have to go. Who else has to go?
Yeah.
And everybody raises their hand?
Yeah.
Come on, like, skip that shit.
That's from mashing up episodes.
Sokka was made a little bit of a
Oh, Bad Boys. That's where that's from.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm old. It takes a minute for the brain to start fucking working. All right.
to pop back
All
up.
right. You don't gotta point it out. Okay. Calm down.
Just call him Mr. Herbert.
Look, just because you're fucking younger than all of us, all right?
By what? Months?
Hey, that means the memory's still a little better at this point. Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, you kind of proved it right there, so.
Thanks, bud.
I really miss the one kid who threw the spear at Sokka and he was like, show no fear.
that too. Damn, that was another
the
thing.
complete missed opportunity. Come on, when he got smacked down by Zuko and he's like, shit, I need to get back into this. The little kid throws the spear at him. Like, where was that? It was gone.
Missed.
Oh man.
So we got to get on to the Zuko and Sokka.
Wait, before. Go ahead. Let's touch on that, and then something else on that episode.
All right. So, how do you feel about it? Like, what are your points on the fight?
Their fight was okay, just too short for me.
Yes,
I agree.
100%.
It could have been stretched out. You could have put up more of a fight because he looked like he was gonna put up a fight.
And I like the way they did the whole just you and me, warrior to warrior thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, I like that change.
That's a man.
I like that change.
He's being a man.
Yeah, but I'm okay. The fight was a little short, but I'm okay with Sokka being completely overmatched because Sokka doesn't have that
experience,
dog in him that Zuko has at this point.
Yeah.
He'll get it, but he doesn't have it yet.
Which I can't wait for.
Yeah.
Ooh. Just wait.
I'm gonna zip it on that one, on that front.
Oh
because I won't spoil anything for you, but I'm gonna zip it on that front.
Just wait.
I'm surprised you didn't spoil it in the text messages because you were all about that.
Hey, I purposely ignored every single text message. When you kept going off on the episode, I'm like, no, I don't want to read anymore. I just muted everything. I wouldn't be out throughout my day.
I didn't spoil anything. That was one thing. I was voicing my opinions, but I didn't put any spoilers in it because I didn't want you guys to be spoiled on any of them.
I just tuned everything out. Everything.
See, and that was funny because I had watched 2 episodes by then. You hadn't watched anything, and then
actually I started it, but I was just too exhausted, so I couldn't watch through it.
You completely lapped me by watching fucking 6 episodes to my 1 episode.
Hell yeah, dude!
And I just binge watched the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
it took me 2 days to watch the whole thing.
Shit, it's still a binge watch.
Yeah, but
hell yeah. I just didn't have the time. I was like super busy.
That first night, I think I started watching it. It was like damn near midnight. So by the time I got to the second episode, I was like
dozing off. That's how I was on the first episode, and it was only like 9 p.m.
Well, because I started what, Friday? I watched episode 1. Did I watch it? Yeah, I watched episode 1 Thursday. And then Friday night, I tried to watch episode 2. I was like,
nodding off.
Yeah, that's like, nope, can't do it. Gotta go to sleep. Can't miss anything about this. Because then you get those phantom watches where you think you saw something and you didn't see it.
See, that's what happened to me. The first night, I made it all the way to episode 5. Do I remember half of anything that happened that night?
No.
Do you remember something that you thought happened that didn't happen? Yes.
It's like, wait.
No, actually, I didn't get any of those like phantom moments that happened. I'm like, but I sure as hell didn't remember shit the next day.
All right, we got to talk about this. Appa on episode 1. Appa was not supposed to fly until the end of the episode.
I was gonna see if you guys noticed that.
Dude, I did not like that shit.
He came out flying right from the water.
Aang doesn't say yip yip until episode 3.
Yep.
Episode 3, and so far, that was the only time. He said it before that?
Yes, he did. He actually did say it in the first episode, but Appa was too tired to fly.
To get out of there.
Yeah. So because when Appa jumped up and then fell right into the water.
I missed. Okay, that probably was a Phantom watch for me then. Because I did not watch.
And that's where
I don't remember that.
In the live action, it didn't happen.
No.
In the
show, I remember the show. I'm talking about the live action.
That's what I'm saying. In the show, in the original show, Appa, he did say yip yip in the first episode.
Yeah, but he just took off and then landed in the water.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. They did not. They skipped all of that.
Exactly. Yes. In this one, it was just like, what happened?
Like,
Appa just came out of the water flying.
Exactly. Well, the whole whistle.
Yes.
The whistle thing.
He didn't do that until...
He didn't have the whistle. He bought it at a market.
Yes.
Yep. And in this, he got the whistle 100 years ago.
From Boomy.
I'm really upset on how they did that.
Yeah, but he comes out flying, whatever, cool. But the shit is, then Sokka and Katara end up getting on Appa, which is perfectly fine. They do that in the show as well. But Sokka's the one that's supposed to go ahead and try to guess the words. Mm-hmm. Like, what did he say again? And then he says, yip, yip. And
Appa takes off.
And
I believe Sokka almost falls off of him.
He almost does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that
never happened in this one.
And that's the subtle, comedy of Sokka that I'm missing out of the show.
So again, the yip yip in the live action does not, he says it earlier in the show that I missed it, or for me it was just on episode 3. No.
So you're talking about the live action.
I was strictly talking about live action.
Yip until episode 3.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yes.
I knew I didn't. I thought I missed that. That's what I was like. Okay, what the fuck? I might have to sit down and watch episode 1 again. But yeah,
I know you disagree with me on this. What do you think? Avatar Kyoshi in the second episode.
She was pretty cool.
What do you think about her taking over Aang's body?
Honestly, I was not disappointed because I thought it wasn't going to happen.
Because it never did. It didn't happen until book 2 when she showed how Kyoshi Island was created.
Yes.
In the Earth Kingdom.
The first person to take over Aang's body was Roku.
Was the first Avatar Aang ever spoke with.
Yes.
And he didn't speak to Kyoshi until season 2.
Am I
okay? He didn't speak to Kuruk until season 2.
I'm alright with that, honestly. I'm okay with that.
Am I okay that he talked to Kyoshi first? Yes. Am I okay that they went to Kyoshi Island and met Suki early? Yes.
Well, that was I didn't mind that at all because that happened really early on, so I don't mind that they did that.
Am I more bothered by the fact that Kyoshi took over Aang's body first before Roku? Yes, because in my opinion, him and Roku had a deeper connection because Roku was last.
I think that's why they introduced Kyoshi first because of the big contrast in the two characters. Aang he's more of a pacifist versus Kyoshi, she claims she is a warrior. But as I think Roku stated, I hasn't
gotten to Roku.
Yeah. Well, you already know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
He has to meet him. It happened in the first season. He has to meet him.
Yes.
I'll stop there though. I'll stop there. I won't ruin it for you.
I'm gonna have to finish the season tonight so we can talk about this later.
But yeah, for me, it was just I didn't mind it because you have your yin and yang right there.
Yeah.
right? And then Roku in the show, they have more of a bond.
Yeah, they share a similar mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and everything
definitely doesn't.
Exactly,
definitely
and obviously for every avatar, it's all situational. It's all situational.
Based on what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not a big point for me that it changed. I just feel like they should have saved that one part.
How do you feel?
My reasoning to why I didn't was the scene amazing? Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, it was.
When she popped up? Yo, dude! She came crashing
She
in.
comes out of here. Now, was that scene amazing? Yes. Do I think they should have done that way later down the line, like season 2? Yeah, absolutely. They should have moved that to season 2.
But how can you at this point?
You can't move it to season 2 now.
Nah.
There's no point in moving that.
Well,
to
yeah,
season
but
2.
like they're already there. He's already talking to Kyoshi.
He never did that in the original.
I know, but
I honestly forgot about that. I thought that happened on season 1.
No, he never did that. He did not speak to Kyoshi at all in the original thing until book 2,
where he which I missed too. Like he put on the whole
Put on Kyoshi's whole outfit.
Damn.
I hope he still does that
Well, I mean, the outfit was already shown and all that, so it was more of a cameo in the show than anything else.
Yeah,
that's not happening again. He's not putting on that outfit. I can already tell you that right now in season 2, they're not going. I think they're going to skip that town entirely. That town that they get to where Zuko has to fight that one, that the army that's, dictating that town.
Yeah.
And I mean, that part of the story might happen, but him, putting Kyoshi's outfit on and being taken over by Kyoshi, that's not happening. They're going to completely skip that.
Speaking on Kyoshi Island and the Kyoshi Warriors. How do you feel? Because I think they were fucking spot on.
2 thumbs up.
I loved the Kyoshi Warriors.
Costume, design,
everything.
Makeup was fucking amazing.
One drawback.
What is it?
She took the
Mr.
face
Critical.
paint off. So here's where they set up for the future. She took the face paint off. The next time Sokka meets her in the future is in book 2 when they're on their way to Ba Sing Se.
And he doesn't recognize her.
Exactly. He does not recognize her. And now that moment will never happen.
Yeah, they cut out that possibility right there.
Like he doesn't recognize when she comes up and straight up kisses him. He does not recognize her at all. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because that already happened. They already kissed and everything.
He was like, I'm liking this, and then he doesn't realize it's her.
And that is it's the whole thing that they keep on doing things in season 1 that they butcher storylines from later down the line. They're like, okay, you did this, so now...
And they're not going to realize that until they get to these points because it's just...
I feel like we're going to have... They might add... I feel like they're going to add some things that weren't in the books.
Which they
or
already
anything
did.
like that. Yeah.
See, here's
But more in season 2, though.
Probably.
Way more in season 2.
They did add some details in there. You haven't gotten to it. I think you might have gotten to it.
Just say one word. Try to think of one word.
I'll help you.
And hit me.
Zuko.
Alright, you gotta be better than that, bro.
You said one word. So
Mask?
No, that was a great episode.
Yeah, it was.
At least
Blue
that
Spirit?
section of that.
The Blue Spirit?
That was a great
Blue
episode.
Spirit, you gotta watch that.
You're gonna
Pumped
love
for that
that.
fucking
Yeah.
episode.
But it was in that same episode, Masks. His crew.
Okay, alright.
That's going. They added that little piece of detail,
Which
that
was so
not
good.
In the original. That was so freaking good.
I loved
it.
Yep.
So here's my point. There's a few scary points that I'm kind of scared to get to because of the way this character is in future seasons that we haven't even seen yet, and that's Toph. How do you think they're going to attack her character?
Well, Toph wasn't introduced until season 2.
Yeah.
Exactly, but they've already changed Sokka's character.
Not tremendously.
But the little point, like her character is Like
she's the blind bandit.
Watch, check.
I'm just worried that they're gonna change her too much.
They're not. They're not because she's perfect. So. She's perfect for like these times where they want a strong female role, and from the jump, she was a strong, independent female role.
True.
She never needed anybody else to help her out.
It's true. I have to admit, I'm just worried.
The one thing that I think they took away from Toph before they even introduced her is the whole wait and listen before you strike already happened.
Really? Oh, God.
I'm like, it was subtle. It was glossed over. It was such a fast scene that they didn't even. It was such a fast scene that they didn't even. What was that saying?
It says heads up. The maximum recording time in the segment is 60 minutes. Oh, perfect.
That's perfect.
It's all right.
Well, we only got 5 minutes, so we're gonna have to cut this off.
Yeah.
Before we get cut off tremendously. Like you'll be listening to the podcast and boop.
Yeah.
Right. We still talk for 20 minutes.
Even though it was such a small, and you could have completely glossed over it, they did go over the wait, listen before you strike thing.
Who would have said that? Was it Suki?
It was in the King Boomy episode. The wait and listen before you strike. Even though, that was supposed to be in season 2. It completely got thrown back into season 1.
That's a little minute detail, in my opinion.
That was all part of King Boomy and Toph,
and
neither one of them was the one that said it.
True.
So I'm like, okay, they're changing too many things.
All right. So final thoughts. Rate your show. Rate the show.
So far, I'm on episode 7. I give it a solid 8. I am okay with what it is right now. I'm really enjoying it.
Was there ups and downs that the highs were really high. I did really love the little intricate details they added, the additions that they added for people who never watched the original, and even people who did, like me. For instance, like I said, with Zuko's crew.
Yeah,
that was part of the original.
That was amazing, dude.
That they added, those details like that make this show good.
Mm-hmm.
My final rating, 6.8.
All right, because you watched the whole thing. So my rating might change within the next 2 episodes.
Also true. As of right now, my rating is a 7 out of 10.
Why is that? Why do you feel? You're on episode what?
I'm on 4, halfway through. So, the small...
No, we finished. Was that episode 4 that we watched right before?
Yeah.
We finished that.
Yeah, so, well...
He's saying he's halfway through the season.
Halfway through the season.
Okay.
Done with episode 4, so...
a 7?
7 out of 10.
If you're at a 7 out of 10 halfway through the season, that's not saying much for the rest of the show.
It might change. It might drop like to yours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not saying much for the rest of the show, because the show goes up, but it also hits some pretty bad lows in there.
Yeah.
So
it's a generous rating, in my opinion.
Generous rating.
And I'm the critic.
Right?
Hear me out. It's a generous rating for where I'm at because of what I've learned from you two just sitting here talking. That's where I'm putting it at. It might finish there for me. It might finish at a 7 out of 10.
Let's just wait and see. We'll talk more next week. Right now.
Yeah, we'll have to like finish this topic just a bit on the next episode.
And I've got plenty more to say.
I can already tell you have plenty more to say.
Yeah, it's like, I think the biggest upset for me was just, Boomy's, I missed that inspirational talk he had at the very end. That whole, you fight with much fire in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need that when you fight the Fire Lord.
Yeah,
and his whole, you gotta think like a mad genius.
Yeah, I guess that too, dude.
Come on.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest disappointment in the whole episodes that I've watched is his character just being misused.
Yeah, King Boomy's episode was I get the whole darker tone of the show, but they really fucked that part up.
Yeah. So I guess it's time for outro time. Did we? Oh, I was about to say, did we do the clap? But we did the high five and stuff.
We did the clap high five. Well, let's just wrap it up because we are running out of time.
Yeah, we really are. So thank you guys for listening, and those of you watching, thank you guys for watching. So we'll continue this topic next week. Let's.
Oh, you didn't do the outro. We have.
We're doing it now. Shit. I mean, like you said, thank you. This has been like in the making just for a while. Just even though we kind of didn't have the idea there. If you guys want to listen to us anywhere else, we're on every single streaming platform except Apple Podcasts. We'll get there very soon. Let's wrap it up.
We'll see you next time.
Deuces.